He became emperor, he decided to move into the house where he was living. He built some extensions like a throne room, but that was it. This palace here, this is Domitian's palace. The Emperor Domitiano was the son of the Emperor Vespasian, who built the Colosseum there. And in his family they loved huge buildings, as you can see. In fact, this is the first example of a palace we have. In fact, the word palace, in Italian palazzo, in Spanish palatio, in French palais, German palast, Dutch palais. And then it gets boring after a bit, they're all palace something anyways. They all come from the same word. Guess what word that was? Don't say palace. Paladinos, the name of this hill. That's where we all get the word palace. It's a fascinating fact, I know. But anyways, this palace here has got three sections. The first one's right behind me here and it's called the stadium. But before I explain to you the stadium, I just want to very quickly explain to you how the Romans built. They had a very clever way of building things which look expensive without spending too much money. What they did is they had bricks, so they invented cement. With bricks and cement, they could then build solid structures. Through these structures, they would put wooden posts, and at the end of the wooden post, they'd put a bronze hook. On top of this hook, they would hook a slate of marble, and once they finished putting all the slates of marble, the whole building looks like one solid block of marble. And very expensive. But it's not. It's cheap. It's cheating if you want, but it works nicely. And if you see the holes everywhere in the walls, those holes is where these posts were. The wood rotted away, obviously. The bronze got melted to make weapons or money, and the marble got crushed to make churches. If you look down there, you see those columns? That's a good example of this technique. That's a cheap column. It's made out of bricks and cement. It's only on the outside that it's got the marble. So when you look at all of these spaces here, you've got to imagine them all entirely covered in marble. On the outside and on the inside as well sometimes. The columns went all the way around the stadiums, and they kept a 2-floor porch up. So you could walk on the ground level and on the next level with your head covered when it was too hot or if it was raining. Here in the middle it was all open. And over there, right behind my head here, see that large semicircular building thing?
Yep.
That you've got to imagine a dome, like St. Peter's Dome, cut in half and open onto the section. That was the Emperor's box. That's where the Emperor sat, because all of this had one purpose, and that was to entertain the Emperor. If he didn't want to go to the Colosseum, or to the Circo Massimo, or anywhere else, and he wanted to be entertained, he'd have that entertainment come here to him. So I don't know, gladiators killing each other, or naked men jumping about doing athletics, or horse races. You see this semicircular structure down here? There's one exactly on the opposite end, and those were the two extremities of the racetrack for the horses to run around for the Emperor. Now you see down there, you see what's left of that oval building on the ground. Before any of you ask me, we don't know what that was. We know it was built after the fall of the Roman Empire, so many, many years after this palace was built. What happened to Rome after the fall of the empire, Rome, which was a city which had over 1 million people, which dominated the West, it was abandoned. And in a couple of hundred years, it went from 1 million down to nothing, to a few thousand. And it stayed like that for many, many centuries, which we call the Dark Ages, which is a period which we don't know a lot about. That's when that was built. So we imagine it was a giant ashtray. Is anybody listening to me? It wasn't an ashtray. It couldn't have been an ashtray, could it? Imagine the cigar. From the what?
That could be a crematorium, load of ashes.
Yeah.
You want to go that way?
That's a different country, sir. No, we don't know what. It could have been a swim. My idea was a cricket pitch for very small people.
We invented cricket much later.
If anybody's got some nice ideas about that, besides the crematorium thing.
Big swimming pool?
Big swimming pool, a bit there. Right, we're going to go through this building here, but they've blocked it all off because today's my lucky day, and we're going to go all the way around that wall there.
So we're going to get
Let's go.